What's up, fellow seekers and mystics? This is Icarus, and I'm here bringing you a tarot reading. This is just a general reading brought to you on Sunday. So, because it's brought to you on Sunday, that means that we're ruled by the sun. Now, the sun represents the ego. The sun represents warmth and giving of life and the identity. So these are all going to be things that will correspond to our reading, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty details of what the reading is about and what the theme of the reading is once we consult the cards. But I'm going to do a preparatory process, and I invite you to stay for that preparatory process, or you can just skip to the reading. During this preparatory process, if you want to engage with the same things that I'm doing, I'm going to explain it for this first reading, but maybe in future readings, you can just follow along. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a couple deep breaths. We're going to do some box breathing. So what that means is I'm going to inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds without breath. And this is just going to help establish the mind and clear the mind. So I'm putting my hands over the cards just so I can bring that force, that divine force in through me and channel it into my hands and channel it into the cards. Again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm envisioning 3 concentric circles that are bright white at the center of my forehead. And what that's representing is representing the 3 emanations of creation: the nothing, the something, and the breath that spreads the something. So while you're doing that, and even in meditation, it's good to channel that when I'm giving personal readings to other people. What I'll do is I'll do that box breathing with them before the reading, and that just helps establish a baseline, a purity, if you will, of the body and of the mind. So now we're going to light our candles, and this also represents the emanations, the 3 emanations. We have the red candle that represents light, the blue candle that represents darkness, and then we have the incense, and we're going to use amber incense today because it's Sunday, and this represents the breath. So we always start with darkness, then we go light, then we go breath. And what I like to do is I like to use a torch here. And what this torch does is it allows me to use one single continuous flame. So the single continuous flame represents the unity of everything, right? So we're going to light the dark candle, the light candle, and then the breath, all with the same flame. This has a hold option on it, which is why I like using the torch. Oh, and we're out of increase the gas on this. First, there was darkness, then there was light, and from the light came the breath. And I'm going to blow on the incense 3 times. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my left hand. This is going to represent the feminine aspects, and I'm going to rotate counterclockwise around the space. And I'm going to say Om. And I'm going to do this in the rhythm of the box breathing as well. So same thing with the inhale. So exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Om. Now I'm going to pass this off to my right hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top now, and I'm going to rotate this clockwise, again saying Om, box breathing. Om. Now I'm going to make a cross. So I'm going to go up, down, left, right. And then I'm going to say I am one. And this is signifying our connection to the divinity to everything to oneness. Again, box breathing. I am one. And then the incense is no longer needed, so I'll place the cap over the incense. Now, you can certainly let your incense burn. This particular incense holder doesn't allow enough airflow to go in, so it will have a small continuous burn for a while, but it'll quickly, the oxygen will just dissipate it, and it'll be out of the flame here in a second. Now, this is the typical preparatory steps that I take for any ceremonial magic that I perform. So whether this be just a regular tarot reading, whether I'm about to do the Kabbalistic cross, it's basically anytime I enter my temple space or my altar space, that is how I set everything up. And then, of course, I highly recommend having 2 different pillars. Now, your candles don't need to be any particular color, but I would have them represent the masculine and feminine principles. So let's get into this reading. First things first, we need to know who this reading is for. So I'm going to pull a card and I'm going to talk about a couple different ideas. Now, if these ideas resonate with you, then this reading is for you. If nothing resonates with you, then this reading probably isn't for you. The first thing, of course, that is representative of but even before I pull any cards, this was happening to me today. Melchizedek, if you connect with Melchizedek. Now, I'm not familiar with Melchizedek, but that name just kind of kept popping into my head right before I did this reading. Also, elephants, of course, you have the elephant imagery here, but if elephants have been within your wheelhouse over the past couple days, or some imagery that you've seen repeated, mainly regarding their symbolic significance of wisdom, very emotionally intelligent animals, something like that. And then let's draw a card. What card do we need to have resonate for these people? There it is. 3 of Cups. So this reading is for you if, we'll just put this right there. All right, sorry, still getting used to this whole camera setup. So if you are somebody who has been within the company of others, if you've had a very, very busy social life, if your social life is very full, if you feel like you've been out, maybe partying a lot, having companions, having deep friendships or mini friendships, friendship is also a big part of this reading. So if you've been seeking answers for friendship, or maybe even you're seeking companionship, something that has to do with the gathering of others. So if the gathering of others really resonates with you, then this reading is for you. If that isn't an idea that's been on your mind, then maybe skip this reading, move on to a tarot reading that would resonate with you more. That is not the theme of this reading. We are just exploring who this reading is for. So now, we're going to draw 7 cards today, but the theme of this reading is not going to be included in those 7. We're just going to cut the deck after the shuffle, and that is going to give us the theme of what this reading is. Actually, I've been told that it's this card. This is the theme of the reading. The Ace of Swords. How beautiful. So we have brand new ideas coming to the surface. We have this theme is if you are exploring something completely new, brand new project that you are trying to create, then this reading, that is the theme of this reading. So we're going to be exploring the universe granting you the ability to create something new and possibly destroy something of old. You see within this symbolism here, you have the destroyed foliage on the left and then the created foliage on the right, because the swords in the mental realm is the masculine ability to create and destroy, or to promote and cut away, right? So this is going to be the theme of this reading. We're going to put this off to the side. We're going to put that right there for the theme. Now, the way that we're going to operate this, we're going to go from the bottom all the way around until we get to the final outcome. So this first card over here, this is going to represent your current energies as it stands now. So these are the things maybe within your life that you are experiencing. These are energies that are working either with or against you. And normally, if it is against you, it's because you're resisting the divine process in its divine timing, right? If you're trying to speed things up or force things to happen. Okay, that's the one. Whoa. and it wants to be revealed. Three of Swords. All right, that's a great one. So we're just going to start to talk about it because it did reveal itself right here. And actually, I'm going to move this theme here. So let's put the theme here. Okay, so your current energies right now, you are blocked, okay? And moving back to who this reading for is companionship, being the idea of what brought you here to this reading. I think that you are seeking some sort of companionship, or maybe that within your group of friends, within your social circle, something has really been blocked. And there's a lot of thoughts within you that have been blocking you from opening up your heart space. I think you're very closed off at the moment. There's something within your mind that is preventing you from releasing that energy, right? You are blocked because of the thoughts that you are having, which I think is why the Ace of Swords is coming out as the general theme, because it's time to cut away those thoughts. It's time to cut away the thoughts that you're having that are preventing you from opening your heart, because when you open your heart, that is going to allow the energies to expand out into the universe. Again, this is the masculine pillar, right? Swords are masculine and it's air, it's movement, right? So you need to release those mental bonds that you've placed over your heart that you think are guarding you, but honestly, it's preventing you from reaching new opportunities. Maybe it is a new friend group that you're trying to, bring into your life, or maybe it is, a certain connection or multiple connections. If this has to do with a business or a job, this is something that within you are blocking the energies that want to flow to you because of the thoughts that you're having about whatever it is your current situation is. So if you need to physically remove yourself from whatever the situation is, if it's a group of friends, if you need to take a sabbatical from these people, then go do that, right? But your current energies, there's a blocking of your heart space, and your heart space is being blocked by the mental realm, right? And then it needs to all be in alignment, because if we're living truly through divine union, then all of our bodies are aligned: our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, and the mental, emotional, physical. What am I missing? Mental, emotional cups, physical pentacles, fire, and our willpower, right? All right, so that's where you're currently at. Next, we're going to move on to, what are your goals? What is it you are trying to achieve? And these are not the goals that are in your mental realm, right? We need to get out of the mind. These are the goals that are going to be truly aligned with all of the aspects of you. So this might be a little deeper in your subconscious. Maybe these are goals that you haven't explored before. These are goals that maybe you're not even aware that you have, right? But these are the goals that your soul came down here to accomplish. So what are your goals currently? And there's going to be multiple throughout your life, but what are the goals that most resonate with you? This one? Okay. Seven of Wands. So your goal is to stand on your own. So I think this is why your thoughts are connecting, why you're manifesting the thoughts that you are, the negative thoughts that you have that are blocking your heart space, is because your deep desire is to be able to stand on your own and to fight for what you believe in. Now, you might be encountering right now people that are combative with your energy, but that is because deep down your goal is to stand on your own. So the lesson that you need to learn and the goal that you're trying to move towards, right, especially if this theme is to be able to cut away and create at your leisure, if you will, is your deep desire is to be able to stand on your own and to fight for what you believe in. So tying this back into the mental realm, your thoughts right now are being generated by the willpower that you have to fight and confront others. So if that's something that's draining to you right now, if you are feeling like your heart space is drained, which is the current energies that you're residing in now, understand that it's because the goal is to get you to stand on your own and fight for your ideals and fight for your beliefs and fight for what you truly are passionate about. And I think this also, I'm seeing career-wise, this means that if something isn't aligned with you, you are meant to remove your thoughts from that situation, if that makes sense. And because your goal is to fight for what you believe in, if you have been manifesting this energy within the workplace and it's not working out for you, like if you're standing up for yourself and you are either getting punished for it or you're not seeing positive results from it, take this as a message that maybe that position isn't for you, or maybe that job isn't for you, or that team isn't for you. So it doesn't necessarily mean leave the job, but if that's what it means, then that's what it means. But it could be that, hey, this team that you're working with is not the team for you, right? And maybe that's why you're manifesting this goal deep down, is because you're saying, I need to be somewhere where I can, again, the theme being creation and destruction. You need to cut away the people that don't serve you and attract the people that do serve you. But you're not going to be able to attract the people that do serve you until you get rid of the thoughts of the fight. So even though your goal is to stand on your own and fight comfortably, right now the energies are asking you, you need to remove the thoughts, remove the negative thoughts of it, right? So if you're in a situation where you're fighting for what you believe in, and you see all these people around you fighting you, the energy you need to embody is that this is a test and this is a trial for you to move through, and it's not other people working against you. There's a very definitive change there, right? So it's saying, hey, what you need to do is you need to move through this situation with your chin held up and your chin held high, and you can't let that affect your heart space and your love for other people. So you can very much love your team and you can very much appreciate the input that they have, but you need to understand that they're also coming at you from a place of they want the best for you, right? Don't put any malicious intent behind their actions because you aren't in their position. You do not have their perspective. And I think if you examine their perspective or you try to understand their perspective, then you might have a greater illumination as to why they're operating the way they're operating. All right, next, this top one is going to be the big obstacle. So this is going to be the obstacle that you have to work through in order to achieve your goal, okay? Okay. And we have the Page of Cups. So the obstacle is a person. The obstacle that you need to work through, and especially tying into your goals being like standing on your own and fighting for what you believe in, there is a person in your life. This is someone of the trickster archetype. So this is somebody who is probably very funny, who is able to have quite a bit of charisma, has youthful energy to them, and is able to get people to love them in a sense that like you almost envy the way that they attract love, right? And it kind of goes back to, you might have a lot of negative things that you're thinking about this person because you deep down envy the way that they're able to move throughout life and attract the people that they are seeking. I'm being drawn to this fish too. So this fish is, maybe they're kind of a slippery person, and in the sense that like maybe you've tried to get to know this person and you guys just have contentious energy, and you can't quite get a hold of who they are or what they are. And that also kind of brings me to this golden mask, right? And just know that they are operating from a place of their identity is this persona, right? It's not who they truly are. And that's also why it's hard to get a hold of them, because I think that you and your authenticity, or at least when you try to be authentic, which is fighting for yourself and fighting for what you believe in, when you have this authenticity, they kind of slip away, right? They are not able to connect with you in that way. And so your objective is not to fight their mask, right? Your objective is to identify that they're wearing a mask. And that's going to help you release these swords from your heart space to allow you to connect with the people that you truly are meant to be with. So this might even be somebody who you have some sort of limerence with, where you are so attracted to the qualities that they show that you don't want to get rid of them, and you're almost like fighting for them. So it's the distortion of this goal where you are fighting for their approval instead of fighting for what you believe in. And that's also something very prominent that is wanting to be expressed right now, is that you need to understand that you need to find what your beliefs are, and you can't find what your beliefs are until you remove this these negative thoughts about other people, where you're seeking approval and validation, right? Next, we're going to go to your fears and false beliefs. So this could be things that you're afraid of. These could be things that you believe that aren't true. These could be illusions, right? This is moon energy. These are things that are reflected back to you so that you can better understand yourself and how you operate through the world. It's that one right there. The Four of Swords. So waiting is a false belief. And you're also afraid of dying alone. To be perfectly, that's exactly what I saw as soon as I pulled that card as a fear. So one, you're afraid of dying alone, which I think is why you're seeking their approval so much. And B, your false belief is that by sitting in silence within yourself, right, observing the mental thoughts that are holding you down, that you're not going to be able to see the beautiful window into your soul that you need to see, okay? So this is your confirmation that what you need to do is really sit in stillness, sit in your presence, and understand that that rumination is what's going to help you remove the swords, right? And so it's funny that your current energy is Three of Swords and your fear is moving on to the next step, which is Four of Swords, right? Which is sitting within yourself. So sit within yourself, identify your thoughts, understand your thoughts are not your own. Thoughts are things, okay? Just let them pass, let them pass. And you need to go deep, okay? This is, your false belief is that sitting with yourself will not lead to good outcomes. And this reading is telling you, in order to truly understand and fight for what you believe in order to accomplish this goal, you need to understand what it is that you actually want to fight for, right? Because you're not meant to fight for other people. So stop fighting for other people, fight for yourself. But you can't fight for yourself if you don't know what yourself is fighting for. And right now you're fighting for others. That's the mask that you are wearing, that others are perceiving, is that you are fighting for under false pretenses, if you will. Okay, next, let's get on a little happier note here. Next, this is going to represent the higher influences that are helping to aid you in this. So if these are like certain deities that you are working with, this might be just spiritual energy, this might be oneness, these might be archangels, it's some sort of higher influence that's greater than yourself, that's aiding you, that is outside of yourself. So these are not forces within you, these are forces external to you that are higher than you. That one. Okay. Oh, Nine of Cups. So we have an energy here that is fulfilled, that has reached emotional fulfillment and is coming to aid you. So whoever this external influence is, and it's up to you to define what that is, okay? Because there's multiple different energies or soul signatures that I can't put a handle on with this card. But you will be able to recognize it. It is some sort of higher entity that is completely fulfilled and is bringing you to the table and is sitting in front of you saying, look at everything that I've accomplished. Okay, let me help you. So this thing, and I'm almost getting like he is placing this person, the Page of Cups, in your way in order to help you identify what it is that you want, right? So this thing actually kind of seems to me like it's this person, right? That this entity is working through this person to help mirror what you need to do. And so, and it's funny because if we go back to, if you are subtly envious of what this person is able to attract in their life, the Nine of Cups is the emotional fulfillment card, right? It's not emotional completion, it's not Ten of Cups, but it's the emotional fulfillment. It's look at all of the emotional accomplishment that I have, right? Look at how full my life is and how rich it is. And you can see this kind of smirk as well on his face, where he knows that he's playing with you, right? And he's just waiting for you to figure it out. If you go back over here to this card, the Seven of Wands, you can see that this is represented by an old man, right? You're tired of fighting, right? You're tired of this combat that you constantly have to do. But I want you to reframe the combat as this is trying to get you to your place of true mental creation, where you're able to identify what thoughts it is that you want. And so when we go back into this whole theme of the reading, another thing that's being revealed to me here is that you are meant to identify the true source thoughts that you want to manifest. And I think that your identification with this person is blocking your ability to find the things that will enrich your life, to attract the people, the true people in that are going to give you companionship, the companionship that you're looking for. Next, the second to last card that we have, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we got 6 and 7 here. So the higher entities. Next, we're going to go into something in the past that's working against you. Okay, so this might be past behaviors. These might be past people. This might be past entities, past energies. Could be planetary energies that are working against you, something cosmic that would be revealed in like a major arcana card. This one? Okay, 7 of Swords. So we have the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Swords, 2 contentious cards. So with the 7 of Swords, something that's working in the past that's been going against you, this tells me of some sort of karma, right? You left a situation and it was a messy situation. And there may have been some things that you did. There's lots of swords in this reading. So this is all something that maybe you've been ruminating on or thinking about a lot. But there's something in the past where you left a situation and you had to do it just for the sake of your own sanity, right? But maybe you left that situation a little messy. Maybe you said some things that shouldn't have been said, or said some things that you didn't mean, or did some things to this person or these people that doesn't align with how you are meant to live divinely. So with that, if we kind of mirror that with the rest of what this reading is, this is just another way for you to reclaim that karma. So you are being placed into similar situations now so that you can change things and you can fight again. So I think you identify that here you didn't fight, here you are fighting. So I think you have had that revelation where the fight is necessary. You're just tired of it draining you, right? So if this theme is to finally claim your stake in your soul's preference, then what's working against you, and I would say this is just more of like reflecting on your karma. So the karmic influence right now is in the soul cycle that's being repeated is the inability to let your thoughts, your negative thoughts go of others, because what you need to realize in this moment is that others are reflecting back to you the lessons that you need to learn, okay? Because you create your reality. And so that's also tying back into the theme of this reading of creation and destruction, right? You are able to cut away the things that don't serve you, and you're able to create the things that do serve you. But in order to do that, you cannot turn the swords inside yourself. And you only do that by not expressing love for others. And I get that it sucks having to fight with others, and you feel like that contributes to it, but you are in full control of your perception of others and your ability while fighting those people, quote unquote fighting, okay? I'm using fighting as in just standing up for yourself, right? Because there's gonna be resistance, because you need to be able to use your willpower as necessary. So what's the final outcome of all this, right? So are we gonna achieve our goals, or are we going to continue repeating the cycle? Are we gonna open up new opportunities, right? So if your goal and the theme is to be able to create the thoughts that you want to create, your true soul thoughts, then what is going to be the outcome of all this should you listen to this? Oh, here we go. It just fell out right there. So what is the outcome? The Knight of Cups. So you will attract your knight in shining armor, right? Now, whether that's a lover or a platonic friend or a business deal that comes in and says, like, hey, I want to save your life with this opportunity, right? There's going to be somebody that presents a very exciting opportunity to you if you can move through this, right? So you have to realize that the person that is causing you the most strife, it's a mask that they're wearing. Identify that that's the case. Stand strong for what you believe in. Remove the negative thoughts that you have about this person, right? Realize that they're just operating from the mask that they feel comfortable in, much like you are operating in the mask of this energy, right? Where you think that projecting these negative thoughts is going to help you. It's not. None of that is going to help you. You have to open your heart for love and loving this person, okay? So that's what it means. It means you can stand up for yourself and you can love somebody, okay? Those are mutually exclusive ideas, okay? You are able to stand up for yourself, do it in a loving way towards the other person, and continue to move through life, right? You have a false belief of being alone. You are not going to be alone, okay? You will find the companion or the opportunity or the love that you're seeking, okay? Understand that this is a lesson that's being guided for you, okay? And these people are being placed in front of you for a reason. Know that this is just a recycling of a karmic situation that you can identify previously, right? So if this does have to do with your career, what this may look like is there was a company where you felt like you had a lot of differing ideas from what was being presented. And instead of fighting for it, you ran. You just took what you could. You took the lessons that you could from that place and you just left it behind. Okay. Right now, you are on the correct path of fighting for what you want, but you have to do it with love. You have to get inside yourself, sit with that stillness, identify what it is that you truly want, right? And that if this is some sort of lover, then write down what it is you want, right? Sit with yourself and just let your mind wander, right? What are the qualities that I'm looking for that I want to attract, right? And it's not this person. So that's what I got for you. Very excited for you. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, and tell me your story. Tell me what this card means. What is the situation that you left that was a little bit messy that maybe you're not proud of? Let me know who this person is, right? What kind of mask are they wearing? Are they very charismatic? Are they a person that people gravitate towards? And then, let me know also what kind of thoughts what did this reading stir up for you? What are the things that you've been afraid to face? So thank you very much. Again, I'm Icarus the Mystic. You have yourself a great day.